can go on. So I want you to continue to sit on too. But again, we want to call them into our conscious mind. And the reason is because the things that bind us to the status quo reality are often operating subconsciously. It's like we're running a program. Right? So you automatically, when you open your computer and you try to connect to the internet, run Firefox. Right? Even if that's not your favorite, it's automatically in tune with Firefox. You don't do Explorer or all the other kinds of things that you could do. Right? And so the things that bind us to the reality are very much like that. We're programmed. And as long as the programming is unconscious, we have a difficult time choosing differently. So we pull it up into our conscious awareness. Now the next thing that I'd like you to do is zero in on the aspect of the status quo that really isn't working. Really isn't working. Right? You were really right there. It's that thing. Now you may have given me a more broad description when you started out. What I'm asking you to do is to zoom in even closer. Because some of it may be useful still. But some of it may be, it really, really doesn't work. No more sugarcoating. That it sort of kind of works because it helps you pay your bills. I'm not asking for any justifications. I just want you, with the honesty and candor of your authentic self, to say absolutely, this thing is not working. Because the honesty is essential. Dishonesty retards the process. But note I said retards the process. I did not say stops the process. Because life has a way of making us get real. Okay, and we don't want life to have to do all of that. Because usually the get real moments don't feel real good. So we want to work with this process. Everybody with me? Well, some of you all have more stuff than others. I'm looking at a lot of stuff right there. That's right, I've done the same thing and I've had a lot of stuff. And this is to be expected. Because most of us think that in order to sort of get along in society, we just have to suck up a whole bunch of stuff. We're taught that the most important things are our security and our stability. It's useful. But at a certain point, we crave, naturally, we are hardwired to want more. Okay, so we've done the status quo work for a moment. Now I'm going to have to shift our attention to the other side of the piece of paper that you have. Now this is harder, and it's harder because it's asking us to use our imaginations. Now some of you who feel like you're more of a creative type, it may be easier for you than some of us other folk who are more pragmatic or used to looking at sort of what is. But the imagination is a spiritual faculty. It is a spiritual faculty. So it's not just something that's good for young folk. We all go have playtime, little Johnny, little Susie, Shaquisha, Willow. There's power in imagination. Why? Because it's unlimited. So it approximates the state of spirit. When we start thinking of our spirits as being connected to the divine, which has no limitation. The imagination has no limitation. So the imagination is this faculty. It's a great spiritual tool that we can use. And the most important thing to know about this imagination is that it does not have to suffer from denial and neglect. Because what happens is, the older we get, the longer we live, the more we allow other people's interpretations of reality to substitute for our own. And we get caught up in what CNN and MSNBC and NBC and our mama, and our daddy, and our boss, and everybody else said was how life works. And we forget that life is infinitely more creative, adaptive, and flexible than anything anybody ever told you about. And the imagination is the key that allows us to get into the infinitely creative, adaptable, and flexible part of life. So we're going to come back to this imagination. But what I'm asking you to do is to focus your attention and imagine the healed future, the desired reality that's whispering to you. What is the healed future or desired reality that's saying, we should settle out for this. Like, this is not a Hollywood thing here. So we're not talking about rolls of thunder and flashes of lightning. We're talking about a whisper. And as you imagine your healed future, it's got to be something more than the absence of something. Okay? So it's not the absence of that no good man or woman, the absence of your debt, the absence of fill in the blank. Because that's a negation. Negations do not inspire. I am asking you to engage in creation. Just take a few moments, jot down a few thoughts. What's the desired reality, the healed future? Just a few words that your mind can use to trigger deeper discussion. And now I want you to focus it even more. So I want you to think about your healed future in two ways. What is it that I want to experience outside, right? And what is it I want to feel inside? What is it I want to experience, and what is it I want to feel? You have to tie feelings to the healed future. Why? Because otherwise it's just so much happy talk or happy thinking. It's just, oh, I gotta hit the lottery. What's that going to do for you internally? I feel more secure, I feel more connected, I feel more, right? What are the feelings? And the reason why I want you to call those feelings is because as creative as your imagination is, life is infinitely more creative, spirit is infinitely more creative, God is infinitely more creative, love is infinitely more creative. So if we get clear on the feelings, but what it is that you want to experience is good, but there may be better for you. Are you with me? Come on, do you understand what I just said? That the universe may find a whole host of ways to get you to the feelings that are much greater than the one or two experiences you jotted down. So we don't want to block the bigger creative flow. It's useful to have an experience in mind, but we don't want to be too attached to it because that thing could be taken to even the next level. So for example, what I may want to experience externally is a good man. Now I'm going to use relationship lingo for a moment. But many of you aren't necessarily, that's not what you're focusing on. But this is an example, right? And honey, the universe may have for me the right partner, perfect, a husband, in my case, the heterosexual female, but pick your partner. Okay, with a loving and amazing family that embraces me, right, that I feel connected to, where I get an extra sister, or an extra brother, or another mother, and a husband, and we have children who take care of us. Are you seeing this? And the experience I wanted, external was a good man, and the internal condition I was trying to get to was connection and security. But the bigger out picturing of the great husband with the wonderful family that adopts me and blah, 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 I'm getting precisely those things, but in greater abundance. So here's what I'm saying, to simplify. Whatever the best you can possibly imagine for yourself, know that there's better. Because your conception of the best is predicated upon your experience. And your sense of yourself. And I'm telling you, no matter how big your sense of self, it does not even begin to equate to how big your self really is. No matter what your imagined best is, there is a cosmic better. No matter what your imagined best is, there is a cosmic better. That is the same energy, force that has created all that is and ever will be, is not limited by your experiences. And can match and outpace whatever your imagined best is. That is to say, even if you don't believe that there is a God or blah, 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 all I'm saying is the universe is an awfully big place. It's awfully big. There's a whole bunch here. There's a whole lot of life. And our experience of life is much smaller than life itself. So if life is a buffet, we've been eating shrimp lo mein, and there are about 1 trillion gazillion options on the menu. Many of which taste better than shrimp lo mein. But our best was having shrimp lo mein. So the reason why I had you come back to both the feeling, the internal state, and the condition or the external experience is because what we focus on really in the healed future are the feelings. And we have placeholders for experiences, but I call them a placeholder. Why? Because we are always open to better. Materializing. So all it is a symbol of what generally we want. Because we're banking on the fact that better is waiting for us. Whatever better looks like, better isn't necessarily bigger. Okay. The other thing I want to say about the healed future for a moment is that I am bound by the language of our culture. Okay? So that's my disclaimer. So when I say future, it makes it seem as though it's something that doesn't exist. Now the truth of the matter is that the desired reality you want exists right now. That's a radical proposition, but it's true. It exists right now.